or let my tongue cleave to my palate, if I remember you not. It's a serious statement there. I see. Oh, how can we sing the song of the Lord on a foreign soil? If I forget you, Jerusalem, let my right hand wither. What about that one? Or let my tongue cleave to my palate, if I remember you not. If I prize not Jerusalem as the first of my joys. You know, we have many reasons to celebrate. We may have a lot of causes to come together to rejoice. But the point is, where do we usually make our merry making? Men and women of God would want to do that in the house of God and with God, in the presence of God. And I think it is right that today we have come together as a community to celebrate this day, because it is our day. And interestingly, the church has gotten this very responsorial psalm for us. Let my tongue cleave to my palate, if I remember you not. So where can we sing the Lord's song? In the house of God. And I pray that as we celebrate this day and we sing the Lord's song in this very house, may the Lord equally be good to us. Amen.
Amen.
Today, as a community, we celebrate our patron saint today, St. Francis of Assisi. Francis was baptized Giovanni, for your information, if you didn't know. He was born and baptized Giovanni by the mother, John, the Baptist, not a disciple. The father, as at the time of his birth, wasn't around, was in Paris, and because he loved to trade with French men and women, and he loved the city of France. He was in Paris at the time. So he came back getting to know that the son is named Giovanni. He said, oh, Lala, I want my son to be called Francesco, a Frenchman, because for me they love French people. And he was a merchant, a rich merchant, of course. So if he trades with them and his son is named a Frenchman, definitely the son who will inherit him, willing to trade with the French people, will be accepted into their company. So he wanted the name Francesco for the son. But growing up also, he wanted to be a knight. It was a dream of every gentleman from a noble house to be knighted. And it was prestigious at the time. If you are knighted, then you are there. And fortunately for him, he was knighted as a man from a noble family. He went on one of the crusades, captured, imprisoned almost for a year, came back, still partying, still enjoying himself. A young man from a rich family, you will expect that from him. But as he was preparing for another crusade, the Lord spoke to him. Francis, I want you to stop and follow me. He mentioned it to his colleagues, and they said, why? Was it because the last time you were captured, you are so much afraid that you don't want to go on this very crusade? No, let's go. They were making fun of him. In fact, he insisted and mentioned to his father that he now wants to follow the Lord and serve the Lord in humility and in poverty. He said, what do you mean? I will not allow it. Okay, you will not allow it. Is it because I am staying in your house and I am wearing that which you have bought for me, then take all. Even his panties, he gave out to his father. And the next thing he could chance on was a sack or rag. And he used that as his dressing. Per his spirituality, he became a man who had a lot of followers. My interest here is that Francis could not rise through the ranks of the presbyterium to become a priest or a bishop. In the ranks of the presbyterium, the deacon, the diaconate, the presbyter, and the episcopate, deacons, priests, and bishops. Okay, so pope, cardinals, archbishops, bishops, they are all bishops. He couldn't rise through the ranks to become even a bishop, even a priest. He said, I can't imagine myself being a priest. So he could only be a deacon. A deacon. And he has had a lot of followers, both priests and lay people, bishops. Even the Pope, today is his feast day because he chose Francis as the name. So today is Pope Francis's what? Feast day. So even popes are choosing their spirituality, but he was not a priest. You know, sometimes you think that you have to be a priest to do everything. No. In your own capacity, in your own small way, the Lord equally invites you to his vineyard to work, irrespective of your position in the church, whether a lay person, a priest, or not. The Lord invites you, and by the way you go about with your duty, I tell you, you can equally become St. Francis. We are all happy to celebrate this day. Why? Because of one man who was not a priest. And that is how come we are all happy to celebrate this day. As a married man, as a married woman, you can create the difference. So the situation now in our world is calling for us to walk one direction. But your difference can make other people aspire to be like you, to make your home like their home, to make your family like their family. And you don't need to be a priest in order to do that. His desire is that we protect creation. That is his desire, that we protect creation. Do you need to be a priest to protect that which God has created? No, you don't need to be a priest. How do we manage that which God has given to us? Gone were the days when you hear Kumasi, the immediate slogan was, "Thank you, ma." Now I don't see the city, let alone the garden. Tech. Okay, probably you went to tech. I don't see the city or the garden. I don't see anything. So if we are adopting the spirituality of St. Francis, then we don't need to do something extraordinary. We need to do the ordinary things which is right around us. The environment. And that is his zeal. He preached to animals. Animals will come to listen to him. They love to listen to him. And because of his spirituality, they were able to draw more closer to him. That was Francis for you. birds were all around him, wild animals were all around him. He spoke to them and he preached to them. And the environment was his major concern. So if we are celebrating this day, then we celebrate this day in the spirit of the person whose day we celebrate. And the spirit is one of protecting that which God has given us. His spirit is one of humility. One of humility. That is another spirit of this man. One of humility. You know, after forming this Franciscan group, he didn't say, oh, you know, I am the founder, so I have to hold on to power. But he allowed elections to go on. So much that he didn't die a superior of his own, what do you call it, order. He didn't die a superior of his own order. In fact, when he was about dying, after singing Psalm 141, saying, oh, Sister Death is coming, he sang Psalm 141. He pleaded with his superior, please, can you take off my habit so that I will die naked? He pleaded with his superior. And sometimes it's not easy. But in humility, you are able to say yes to your superiors. You are able to say, okay, even when it makes no sense. Let us adopt the spirit of humility and the spirit of caring for creation. St. Francis,
love creation.
St. Francis,
Love creation.
St. Francis,
Pray for us.
let's love creation as St. Francis did. Peace be to you all.